All right, let's get cooking. Welcome to the latest edition of Chin Check Sports Radio. I'm your host, JD. I want to thank you all for taking the time out to join us. And as always, we welcome any suggestions, feedback, comments, and criticisms, which improves the quality of our program, which ultimately improves your listening experience. Before we get started, I want to send all of you thank you for tremendous support. People are slowly but surely finding out about who we are and what we do. They enjoy and respect the passion with which we speak. But as we always say here at Chin Check Sports Radio, we do this because we love it, as we are simply sharing our passions with you all as we continue to build our listening army to take over the world. Folks listening right now, we are actually making history, because you know at Chin Check Sports Radio, we are your go-to on YouTube for Dallas Cowboys coverage during the football season, as well as any news during the year regarding the Dallas Cowboys. You know, to us, we don't overreact to losses and gloss over wins. But here's why I'm making history. We are starting our broadcast at the beginning of the fourth quarter with the Dallas Cowboys down 35-10. So when you guys are listening to this broadcast, the score might change. The score might change either way, but there's no point in even waiting. As you know, since 2019 that we have been doing our Cowboy reviews, we generally wait till after the game is over with, or in some cases the next day, or if we're in travel, days later. So of course, but the common theme, there is a conclusion to the football game before we do our review. Watching what we are seeing right now, there is no point in waiting. The Dallas Cowboys are absolutely getting destroyed. There's no point in even going over the numbers here. Only one touchdown from Cavante Turpin, who was actually injured. So the question is, where do the Cowboys go from here? Well, the things that we can discuss from this game are this. J-Ron Kurtz's ass should have been benched from the opening. I saw one play, third down play, where literally he is lining up. I'm watching him lining up in the neutral zone. I mean, I'm talking about lining up. You see the black line on your TV screen at the ball. Being a former defensive player myself, just look at the football. The Cowboys get a third down stop. Boom, he's offsides. He gets a taunting penalty on a third down. It's this little beat on a touchdown pass. Stuff like that where is the fear factor for the team? The run defense. Now, of course, people are going to give the criticism to Dak Prescott, and rightfully so, but the run defense, or this great defense that people were told, clearly got destroyed this evening. And what is concerning was the runs up the middle. And this is with Jonathan Hankins and Osa Odighizuwa. If memory serves me correct, didn't the Cowboys draft a defensive tackle in the first round? Where is he? Again, where is he at this point? So the run defense got lit up, folks. We have stated this the last couple weeks. Stephon Gilmore has not looked good. Even when we were winning, this is why you come to us. We don't gloss over stuff in wins. We've been saying this. Stephon Gilmore has not looked good, and we understand why they're dropping production, because since now Trevon Diggs is hurt, now Stephon Gilmore, being much older now has to guard the number one receiver, where before he can guard the number two and number three receiver. So his age and lack of athleticism, or losing a step athletically, is starting to come to the forefront. Folks, now we get to the offensive side. Fumbles by Tony Pollard. Dak Prescott missing throws. Dak Prescott with another horrible interception. This is a bad look, and here's why, ladies and gentlemen. The Dallas Cowboys and fellow Cowboys fans will be quick to tell you that the Cowboys should be a Super Bowl favorite, or considered one of the top teams in the NFC. We stated this last week. For the Cowboys to get where they need to be, they need to beat the San Francisco 49ers. Ladies and gentlemen, as we are recording right now, the game is 35-10 in the fourth quarter. That game was over by the first quarter because the Cowboys defense literally got manhandled. And folks, for the Cowboys to be where they need to be, for the game to be this so far out of reach at this stage, for the Cowboys to pretty much get their asses handed to them, look out-coached, look out-physical, this is the problem, because you're not going to beat a team like San Francisco with all the weapons that they have, all the firepower, all the horsepower that they have. And this score is actually worse than the two playoff games. This is pretty bad. I mean, let me phrase that. This is very bad. And the only reason why this is bad, folks, this is why you come to us, because everything we say is true. Oh, and by the way, we won't even mention some of the silly penalties. We won't even mention that. We mentioned Jane Ron Curse, but it was I believe another 15-yard penalty face mask, I believe, on the opening run of the game. So that set the tone right there. Again, where's the accountability? But folks, let me say this about the Cowboys. Cowboys fans, stop with the talk of going to the Super Bowl. Stop with the talk of even going to the NFC Championship game. We should be concerned if this team is even making the playoffs, and here's why. This season is eerily similar to 2019. Cowboys started off red hot, beat a bunch of questionable opposition that really haven't done anything. Obviously beat the Giants, the Jets, and the Patriots. We see where they are now. When you step now, of course, you can excuse the Arizona loss, even though I don't excuse it, but you can somewhat excuse the Arizona loss because 3 linemen were hurt and Trevon Diggs got hurt. Maybe, again, we give them no fault for that. But now you stepped up in competition to a team who you're supposed to beat and who you will meet in the playoffs, and you're getting your asses handed to you. So in 2019, what happened to the Cowboys? Beat up on the inferior teams. Then when you played a team that was on their level or better, they lost. By the way, the Cowboys, they did not make the playoffs in 2019. So something to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Folks, this is why you come to us, because we tell the truth, and generally things as we see it, as we call it, it happens. So the Cowboys, again, this is a first in Chin Check Sports Radio history of us actually doing our broadcast while the Cowboys are actually playing a game, because this game is so far out of reach. They are getting destroyed, and this is embarrassing on national television. Should the questions be asked, is the defense overrated? I know Cowboys fans don't want to answer that question or really face that reality, but is that something fair to say? Because Chris Collinsworth brought it up, and I'm not mad at Chris Collinsworth. I'm not his biggest fan in terms of announcing football games, but it is a fair question. Is the defense slightly overrated? You get turnovers, you get some pick sixes, but you literally cannot stop anybody, and some of the same weaknesses that have been there for the last 2 years are still there, where you cannot stop the run. And the 49ers was literally lining up and running right at the Dallas Cowboys. That's a problem. So the Dallas Cowboys need to just move on from this game. Again, by the time you are listening to this broadcast, the score will probably be different, but this is the first for us doing our broadcast during the Cowboys game, because this game is that bad and there's no point in waiting on it. They need to get over this game very quickly, because they're going to be back on the road against Los Angeles Chargers. Again, with that offense against the Cowboys defense, can present some other problems. So until the next time, it's Chin Check Radio, signing out.